Kazakhstan has once again played the role of a bridge. For more than 2 decades, Astana has brought together leaders of the world's major faiths to confront the toughest global challenges. They may speak different languages, but they share one common ground, their faith. This week, the Kazakh capital hosted the 8th Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions, a forum held every 3 years since 2003. And the agenda was heavier than ever, from escalating geopolitical tensions to the growing risk of nuclear conflicts. Our report takes you inside the discussions. Here in Astana, the Palace of Independence hosted the 8th Congress of Leaders of World and Traditional Religions with guests from over 60 countries. And behind these closed doors, they tackled the big questions. And this year one stood out: what happens when faith meets technology? With debates already spreading online, the delegates looked at how to protect the believers' feelings and keep extremism far from spreading on the space. Kazakhstan's president in this regard has called for ethics in the age of artificial intelligence, proposing what he described as a new commandment for algorithms built on universal moral values. In his address, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev put the spotlight on 3 pressing issues: climate change, the rapid pace of digitalization, and the conflict erupting across the globe. He also weighed in on geopolitics, warning that tensions worldwide are at the dangerous high. The president underscored just how fragile the moment is, saying the risk of nuclear conflicts is now one of the greatest concerns facing humanity.
Вероятность такого Армагеддона оценивается экспертами как максимально высокая за последние десятилетия.
Experts assess the likelihood of such an Armageddon as the highest indicates. Unfortunately, instead of constructive initiatives and policies of de-escalation, confrontational thinking is gaining momentum, geopolitical fault lines are widening, and social tensions are growing. In such difficult circumstances, in my view, constructive diplomacy should play a key role as the main tool for advancing dialogue, overcoming mutual alienation and strengthening trust on the international stage.
Преодоление взаимного отчуждения и повышение доверия на международной арене.
The Kazakh president said much of that responsibility also rests with religious leaders, many of whom use the platform to call on warring nations to choose peace over conflicts. This 8th Congress drew more than 100 delegations representing Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Shintoism and other faiths, alongside with international experts. Among the prominent figures in attendance has been the Patriarch Kirill of Moscow and all Russia, returning to the forum for the first time in 12 years.
Сегодняшняя международная обстановка лишний раз доказывает.
Today's international situation once again proves that world that denies God is a world without a future. Bloody conflicts, severe economic and environmental problems, terrorism, violation of the basic human rights. All these are direct consequences, including attempts to push religion out of the public life and confine it only to the private and narrow space of the individual.
Пространстве человека.
Notably, this year's Congress also turned a spotlight on the protection of religious sites. Across the globe, sacred places are increasingly targeted during conflicts. From churches destroyed in the Middle East to synagogues attacked in Europe, Buddhist temples vandalized in Asia, and mosques set on fire. To address this, the United Nations introduced its action plan for the protection of religious sites back in 2019. The plan aims to strengthen national laws, boost public awareness, ensure on-site security, and promote interfaith cooperation. But experts say it now needs updating, a task that will require coordinated efforts from all nations under the UN's guidance. Backstage in our mobile studio, the UN High Representative for the Alliance of Civilizations and UN Envoy on combating Islamophobia, Miguel Angel Martinez, noted that while the fight against Islamophobia faces setbacks, it remains essential for the international community to continue tackling it with new measures.
Unfortunately, in the West, many in Europe, we are witnessing a rise, a very increase of this Islamophobic incident and accident. So I think we have to take it seriously because there is a polarization and people don't understand what means Islam. They are using Islam in a way and another that are distorting the reality of Muslim communities. So we have to put an end to that. We are going to present a plan of action in order that we have a certain measure, in order that people have to respect different religion.
The newly elected Pope Leo did not attend the Congress in Astana this time, but he sent a heartfelt message to participants online. In it, he urged religious leaders to pray side by side, serve shoulder to shoulder, and speak with one voice wherever human dignity is being violated. Lauren Bassanese of the Vatican delegation noted that the new Pope is still finding his shooting, but he expressed confidence in the growth of spiritual diplomacy, both within the Vatican and on the global stage.
We have not seen him a lot, except the day after his election, the week after his election. It was a very great sign because he gathered all the different leaders of religions. We were more or less 200 people. He addressed them a message of encouragement, a message of respect, of peace, and there is a continuity with Pope Francis and with his own style. So let's see. The future is open.
Although the Congress impact lasted throughout the week, one theme stood out. Religious leaders must guide society through aggression, climate change, and the digital age. Delegates closed their speeches with passages from their sacred texts, words that remain strikingly relevant even today in a digital time. And even in turbulent times, political decisions such as those under the Trump administration is noted by Mohammed El-Zanouzi, director of the Secretariat of the Network of Religious and Traditional Peacemakers, can deepen social divisions, underscoring just how vital religious and moral leadership has become.
Our constitution actually, value religious freedom. We have institutions that making sure that everybody living in the United States, they're free to practice. The government should not involve in that. So that's why whatever the situation could be, we continue to basically uphold religious freedom and advance religious freedom.
To sum up, at the Congress, a variety of opinions were expressed, and that is, as experts say, its strength, as it remains to be a platform for honest and open dialogue. This year, the 8th Congress issued the Astana Peace Declaration 2025, calling on believers of all faiths to unite in the face of shared challenges. Previous declarations from the foreign notably have been recognized by the United Nations, highlighting its global impacts. President Tokayev also underscored the growing importance of spiritual diplomacy, proposing the creation of a movement for peace under the Congress label. As he put in, the voice for peace must grow louder, and the gatherings like these are designed to amplify it. Балжан Самигуллина, Раймбек Бегужаев, New Time.